It's with great pleasure that we are announcing the Azim Premji Scholarship. The Azim Premji Scholarship is basically purpose to help girls continue with education, continue into higher education from schools. That's what the purpose of the scholarship is. It's a very simple thing, very simple thing, that girls who have passed class 10 and class 12 from government schools, and if they have an admission in a bona fide college, and a bona fide college is any government or public institution, and a few private institutions as well, they will get 30,000 rupees per year. The money will be directly transferred into the girl's account, and this will continue for each year that the girl is there in the program. Meaning, if it's a 2-year diploma course, for 2 years she will get that 30,000. If it is for 4 years, 4-year nursing program, for example, she will get that 30,000, right? What is this money for? The money is actually for whatever she needs it for. There is no condition here that this money has to be paid towards tuition or this or that. In fact, you must be quite aware that in most government institutions, girls have a waiver anyway in colleges, tuition fee waiver. But there's also a lot of other expenses. They end up spending money on commute, on clothing, on books, on other kinds of expenses that colleges will have. So this 30,000 rupees that she will get every year, there's no restriction that she has to spend it only like this. It is to make sure that her education is supported. Right? It is as simple as that. And of course, she has to continue in the program successfully, which means she has to pass from year 1 to year 2 and year 2 to year 3 to continue to get that 30,000 rupees. It's as simple as that, and there's nothing more complicated in the design of this scholarship. We know that India has made enormous progress over the past few decades, including on girl education. We made a lot of progress. In fact, if you look at primary school enrollment numbers, primary school, the enrollment percentage of girl and boys is almost equal. In fact, girls is slightly more. But the fact is that as you progress through primary school to middle school to higher secondary, college, things become more and more difficult. And those who come from disadvantaged, vulnerable families in poverty, very often it is the girl who sacrifices, right, or has to sacrifice. There are many reasons because of which that happens. It's not as though money is the only reason. So it's not as though we think that just by providing financial support, all obstacles will be taken away from the path of the girls. But financial issues are one reason because of which many girls, very large percentage of girls, do not continue into higher education. And therefore, our hope is that with this kind of a scholarship support that we are going to provide, many more girls will continue into higher education. That while in today's world, school education is fundamental for life. You can't go around life without basic schooling. But if you've gone to higher education, it just changes the life prospects, the kind of job, the kind of employment, the kind of opportunities having gone to higher education opens up for you. That is not there if you've gone only to school. So this is a very important thing. That's it. I mean, there's nothing more. We launched this, we pilot tested it last year. When I say last year, the girls who have joined into college this year, so they were in the session in class 12th last year. So we pilot tested it in Madhya Pradesh, the entire state of Madhya Pradesh. So 35 districts in UP and 20 odd in Rajasthan, and one particular block in Jharkhand. So we pilot tested it. We got about 1,10,000 applications, and we have awarded roughly 25,000 scholarships. That means a commitment of 75 crores this year to those girls. And since the commitment is on an average of 3 years, it's a commitment of about 225 crores, right? So we had to pilot test it because when you're talking about such a large applicant base, our IT systems have to be reasonable. Our own ability to respond to questions has to be there. You know, how do you reach out to these girls who are in villages and small towns? Even the application process requires support because all our application is online. So how do you digitally upload the certificates or whatever? That everything is very complicated. I mean, Bangalore is the IT capital of the country. So what is there here in this city is not representative of what is there in the rest of the country. So we had to pilot test it, and therefore we have pilot tested it, and we have some degree of confidence on the operations, which is why this year now we've expanded the scholarship. I mean, we have made it it's no longer a pilot test. We're doing it in 18 states across the country, right? It's not a complicated thing. It's a very simple thing that if you're able to provide financial support to girls who come from families which are vulnerable, disadvantaged, or in poverty, then the possibility of their going into colleges increases, and which then therefore hopefully has some positive effect on their own control over their life trajectory, right? So that's it. It is as simple as that.